Do you want to know how to melt that stubborn fat? I'm going to help you. You want to know what you can do for a thinner waist, a flatter stomach? Well, there are reasons for these unusual patterns of fat storage. If it's right around your middle, like very high waist, that's from high insulin, and we can change that. If it's waist and lower, like the pear shape, that's high estrogen, and we can change that. And do you have unwanted fat on your back, little pockets that come out between your bra straps? That's high cortisol, and we can change that. Haven't changed your eating patterns, but gaining this weight? Do you have increased appetite and cravings? Well, there is hope. And I'm going to tell you what you can do. Now first, let's talk about insulin. Insulin affects how you store fat. Insulin resistance is a condition where you're just always having high insulin levels, and insulin and sugar are always in your bloodstream, and you just get fatter and fatter and fatter right around the middle. Insulin resistance decreases your fat burning and increases your fat storage. So it all comes down to insulin levels. You want them to be good and steady. And hormones can be bullies or they can be friends. And insulin is good, but we don't want him bullying us. So we have to gain control of our hormones and the blood sugar level. And I've got this all written for you in my book, Eat Yourself Slender. You can get your insulin levels back to normal and melt away that insulin storage fat and get back to where you belong. Now, progesterone is key, and you should all use it, but here are some more specifics about the back fat. Back fat is stored when you have high cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. A lot of you have a lot of stress, and a lot of you that I talk to say, Barbara, I don't have that much stress. And then I ask you about your life, and you have stress. You're just accepting it as normal. So what can you do? Phosphatidylserine, 100 milligrams twice a day for 1 month. Then you go to once a day. And that's going to help you decrease those high cortisol levels. But it won't decrease them when you want them high, which is in the morning. So it's going to be an adaptogen and help you have nice, steady, wonderful cortisol levels. Now let's talk about the big waist that goes into the pear shape. That's too much estrogen. And progesterone can help, of course, because it balances estrogen, but the next best thing for you is something known as DIM, capital D, capital I, capital M, also known as indole 3 carbinol. And you want 200 milligrams a day, twice a day, and you're going to detox those excess estrogens and get them out of your body. Now, that unwanted back fat is very specific, but most of you have either high insulin or high estrogen. Now, progesterone and the DIM, or the indole 3 carbinol, is going to decrease your estrogens. But how can you decrease insulin? Well, there's a supplement called conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, and you want to take 1,500 milligrams 2 times a day. That's your little supplement that's going to augment the other thing that you're going to do, which is change what you eat. We're going to emphasize protein because protein gives you minimal insulin release and a quick blood sugar clearance. So there might be some sugar in your blood, but it's gone. It's not in there steadily raising those insulin levels. And what else does protein do? It gives you a maximum glycogen uptake. And guess what? The body stores glycogen in your muscles, not as fat. Well, so wouldn't we want more muscles? So that's why we want a high protein diet. We're going to have minimum fat storage. We're going to melt away that spare tire. So please eat more protein and fat in relation to how many carbs you eat. And again, if you really want to read about low carbs, I've got in the book, Eat Yourself Slender, but you can email me for tips also. I've got what I call Barbara's Eating Tips. So you're going to power up those fat-burning hormones. And one more thing I want you to do, I want you to take the sugar challenge. Please, please, please. Can you do it for 2 weeks at least? 4 weeks is better. I have a blog. It's Hope for Your Hormones. I have a 4-parter sugar challenge. I have people who have taken it and they're so happy. When you start to give up those unwanted sugars, especially that high fructose corn syrup, you're going to feel like $1 million. I promise. I gave sugar up for Lent 4 years ago and I've never looked back. And look at me, I'm feeling pretty good for my age. So I want you to reset your insulin sensitivity, and that's going to increase your carb tolerance, and you're going to be fine. I love 2 products. If you think insulin's your problem, they're called Carb Tame and PGX. I've got flyers on them just so you to know what to look for if you go in a health food store. Don't get carb jacked. No more fat waste for you, and no more pear. Detox those estrogens, and no more back fat. Lower that cortisol. Those wayward hormones are not going to bully us. We're too smart, and we're too strong. If you need help and you need a cheerleader, you call or write me, because you know what I always say, I want you to have better health naturally.